Hi everyone, I'm Robert. Welcome back to our Data Management 1 video series. In this video, we will be talking about the pipe operator from the dplyr package. The pipe operator is not a function like select or filter. It's an operator that can help us link our functions more efficiently. We will start by loading in our packages. We will again be using the Houston flights dataset as our example. We'll clear the global environment and assign our dataset. So what is a pipe operator? As we can see here, the pipe operator has a greater mark in the middle, and on each side of the greater mark, we have a percentage mark. But don't worry if you don't remember how to type the pipe operator. In RStudio, if you type Control, Shift, and M at the same time, RStudio will automatically generate the pipe operator for you. Why do we want to use the pipe operator? The main reason is that the pipe operator can help R to handle our commands more efficiently. As we can recall from our previous videos, in most of the dplyr functions, we will start by passing in the name of the dataset. However, this process becomes pretty tedious if we have multiple functions. And also, this is a pretty hard work for R, because R has to load in the dataset into the memory every time when we pass it to a function. This becomes a problem when we have pretty large datasets. With the pipe operator, we only need to type the dataset name once, and R will only need to load the dataset into the memory once. This greatly improves the efficiency. So how can we use the pipe operator? As we can see here in line 220 and 221, we first want to, suppose we have the data frame DAT, and we first want to select some columns, and then we want to filter out some rows from DAT. If we don't use the pipe operator, we'll first pass DAT into the select function, and when we do the selection, we will assign it to a new data frame called DAT2, and then we'll pass DAT2 into the filter function to filter out the rows that we want. With the pipe operator, we will be using the code from line 224. When we use the pipe operator, it's pretty helpful for us to think of it as, and then I am going to. So in line 224, we can interpret it as, we will start by DAT, and then we are going to select DAT like this, and then we're going to filter DAT like this, and finally we will assign the new data frame to DAT2. Notice that we don't need a pipe operator after the filter command, because the filter command is the last command that we want to apply to DAT. Now I'm going to give you a more concrete example. So in this case, as we can see here, we'll first want to select the variables from month to distance in the Houston flights dataset, and then we want to filter out all observations whose distance is greater than or equal to 1,000. If we don't use the pipe operator, we'll first create a new data frame called D, and then we'll select month to distance. Notice that we will need to pass our DAT data frame into the select function. When we run this, we get D. And in our second step, we'll need to pass D again into the filter function, and we will filter out all the rows whose distance is greater than or equal to 1,000. When we run this line, we get our updated D. And if you need more help on these two functions, please refer to the description box. Now, how can we do this with the pipe operator? We'll start by creating a new data frame called dpipe, and we use an assignment operator. On the right side of the assignment operator, we have dat. This is the dataset that we will operate on. After this, we will type a pipe operator, and then we'll type our first command, our select function. Notice that the select function here is the same, almost the same as in line 235. The only difference is that we don't need to pass the dataset name dat into the function if we are using the pipe operator. After the select function, we'll type a pipe operator again, and then we will type our filter command. Again, we don't have to type in the dataset name into the filter function. When we run these 3 lines, we can get our dpiped. And when we compare our d and our dpiped, we can see that these 2 data frames have the same observations. Okay, and this is everything for the pipe operator. You will see more examples of this pipe operator in our future videos, and I will see you guys next time.